Hey guys, Trace here, and today we're going to continue exploring Sala Island. I just got this treasure chest, which was previously inaccessible because we hadn't turned the moon blocks on. I accidentally opened it before I started the video recording. But anyway, that chest contains the last magic bottle that'll give us a new spell. That new spell is Cure. Cure fully heals us, which is really nice and makes it the most useful spell of the bunch. So now, just so y'all can get an idea of where we were here, we're going to backtrack back to the entrance of the pyramid and then continue on with our journey. That's the block we couldn't get by before. So, now we keep on keeping on. And we're going to get to what is, in my opinion, the most annoying part of this game. It's just one little segment, but man, if you don't know what you're doing, and you have a bad short-term memory, you will be here for a long time. The gimmick here is that there are 3 paths that you can take, and obviously once you go down one you can't come back. Each one then has 3 doors in it, so 9 doors you can go through. Only one of them will lead us to our next destination, but 2 of them will lead us to some cool treasures. So that's what we're going to start with. Top one on the second pit. This will lead us to, I believe, the crystal sword. The third to last sword in the game. Stronger than mere metal. That's nice. And see, all those doors take you back here. Which, so you know where here is. Here is back up the top of this chain. That's not that long of a walk. I'll just keep that in. So the next one we want to go down is also in the second pit. It's a good thing we have our handy dandy shovel. Don't leave home without it. This door will lead us to, I think, a new life bottle. That is really nice. Got 5 whole heart bottles now. So, ooey for us, or however that expression goes. I don't know, I'm not British. Thank goodness. Just kidding. I love my British people. They have nice accents. Anyway, creepy comments aside, we're going to keep going and now continue on with Sala. As pointed out previously in the comments, the game designers really put a lot of work into the backgrounds of all these areas. And although I picked exactly the wrong time to mention that because this is the least detailed background in the game, the next island we're going to be going to has one of the best backgrounds you'll see on the Super Nintendo. Plus, what I have to say is my absolute favorite video game song on the Super Nintendo. Possibly favorite, period. It's a really good tune. But we'll get there when we get there. But for now, we are headed to the top of the pyramid. I am really bad at dodging hits, which makes the last boss much harder than he has to be, I should add. Because the last boss of this game is a pain in the butt. Let me spoil something for you now. So, as I was saying, so here we are. We continue by going to that top right door, but first, bring this over here and break these blocks with our blockbuster blow. As that nice old man so strangely put it. Get ourselves some coins. Oh, I hope I didn't just screw myself over. I will be angry. Okay, good. The worst part is knowing I couldn't actually move this if I hadn't bought the ability to shove things. That's nice. Although you couldn't get to this point without that anyway, but the point still stands. You have to buy the ability to shove. So here is a hot spring, yeah. Which is nice. Glad there are hot springs in pyramids. For all those dead pharaohs to use when they, I don't know, need a bath. I guess we can't always go crying to Mummy when we're hurt. It's 1:30 in the morning. Anyway, up in the air here we can get some treasures provided we have all these switches turned on, which is why I went back and turned them on. Thanks, Skullbat. Don't know why you would have turned the light switch off. Incidentally, on the last island, there's something that makes you think that you need to have the light switch turned off to get a treasure. And so you go through all the trouble of turning the light switch off, and it turns out that it's actually just a useless little tablet. Oh, not armor. We just got the penultimate shield of the game, the Aqua Shield. The only stronger shield in this one is the Light Shield, which is insanely expensive, as already pointed out. Oh, that's handy. Full magic. In case y'all hadn't caught on, by the way, the large bottles completely refill your health or magic, and the small ones just fill it up a little bit. I actually played Zelda 2 after this game, and so you might be able to imagine how much the down jab in Zelda 2 fascinated me. Oh, what is in here? Let's see. The legendary axe trademark. Huh, well that's a shame because we're actually going to the bottom floor. It kind of trips you up, giving you that quote-unquote clue. Because as it turns out, you need to go to the bottom to get to the top. That's kind of deep, in a way that's not kind of deep. It's kind of like in Cars when that one guy is like, you have to turn left to go right. And it seems deep at the time, but it's really not. And that was one of those doors we weren't supposed to go into. This place has a lot of those. But that's why you have talkthroughs like this, because otherwise this place is kind of a pain to navigate. And the boss of this level is also a bit of a terror. Not many people talk about him though, they tend to keep him under wraps. You'll get it, probably tomorrow. Okay, he's a mummy. Crap, I spoiled it. In fact, you just saw the boss door, but going in there now would be suicide. And suicide is generally frowned upon. I'll be right back. There we go, made it that time. Now we go into here, and we find a warp. That's nice. And this will either lead to Pucka Pucka or Hiya Hiya. Oh, it's Hiya Hiya. That's nice. Leads us kind of to the back door, which would be handy a little bit later in the game. But won't really be handy because we won't be coming from Sala Sala at that point. So, now we get to go back down to the basement. And I'm impatient, so I'm just going to take the hit. It's kind of a problem being impatient in these earlier video games because they punish you for being impatient. Also, slight backstory, the legendary axe. I suppose it's legendary because Master Higgins here has used it 5 times before, but it's pretty much his trademark weapon in the other Adventure Island games. That and a boomerang. You can also get the boomerang in this game, but well, I guess it's slightly more useful here than it was in Adventure Island. So, whatevs, as the kids say. So with this we can push this switch, and magically, lots of earth shaking, and then a floating platform appears. That's nice. And so this is what will take us to the top of the pyramid to claim our legendary axe. It's a long ride, let me tell you. And you'll see tomorrow why we couldn't beat the boss without the axe. He's hard enough as it is, but if you ignore the advice of that tablet, you would be in trouble. I am going to be patient here because need all the life I can get for this boss. So while we're riding around, I can tell you that we are almost done with the game. This is the second to last island, except the last island we have to go through twice, and in order to even get in there we actually have to revisit all the other islands. So I'd say we're probably 75% of the way through. Which is both good and bad. I mean, this is somewhat of an obscure game, and if you haven't played it yourself, I really highly recommend checking it out because it's worthwhile and definitely a good addition to any Super Nintendo library. So here we are at the boss, and that's where we are going to stop for today. So come back tomorrow, and we'll see if we can't make this guy go cry to Mummy. If you thought that was lame, just wait until tomorrow. See y'all then.